found in Europe, which is also unconnected to any other language.
So once again, we have that similar word, dogon, dagon, dragon. So perhaps all of these words are indicating these half-human, half-amphibious extraterrestrials.
Do these linguistic similarities suggest that the Japanese were visited by the same beings from Sirius B that were encountered by the Dogon in Mali, the people of Sierra Leone, and the Babylonians? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, and also suggest that actual physical evidence of the connection exists in the form of strange figurines found buried all over Japan. Tokyo National Museum, Japan. The country's oldest national museum is home to a collection of mysterious clay statues that date as far back as 10,000 years. More than 18,000 of these figurines have been found throughout the Japanese islands. And again, their name is eerily familiar. They are called the Dogu.
The Dogu are small clay figurines that are usually about 15 to 30 centimeters in height, and they date from one of the earliest periods of Japanese history, from about 14,000 BCE to 1000 BCE.
Much like the similarly sized Nomoli figurines in Sierra Leone, more than 8,000 miles away, the Dogu were also found buried deep in the earth.
When one buries something, one is expressing reverence for it. So if you find something that's buried with a lot of care and ritual preparation, it means it could be some kind of sacred item.
But perhaps the strangest thing about the Dogu is what they're wearing.
So here we have a replica of a Dogu statue, which is life-size. You have patterns that are represented here that look almost technological in nature. And if we focus on the goggle features of the Dogu statues, that have led many people to speculate that this in fact might be some kind of helmet that's part of a spacesuit.
You really have to wonder what's going on here, because in the case of the Dogu, if you look at this from a modern day perspective, in my opinion, those are people in some type of spacesuits. For ancient astronaut theorists, more intriguing in the appearance of these figurines is their name, Dogu. Once again, a combined names found across multiple cultures. Here we are talking about civilization on the island of Japan that is entirely separate, far across the ocean, from vast distance from Africa, Egypt, and Mesopotamia. Yet they worship a deity with the very same name fanatically. Is it the same being? Common sense tells us we have to at least consider it as a possibility. The uncanny cultural and linguistic similarities found in different parts of the world are the result of extraterrestrial visitation. Wouldn't there be physical evidence as well?
清灯呢，真的
Left behind that could prove
个 fucking difference 呢
beings of another
Explain Explain 是不是 born retard？ 你给我吃回来你就知道，跟你讲。
From the mysterious statues of Sierra Leone to the Dogon tribe of Mali and the Babylonian worship of Dagon to the Japanese stories of dragons and the curious Dogon figures. According to ancient astronaut theorists, there are many similarities between Egypt examination of them support the idea that the Nomri were actually extraterrestrial visitors, perhaps from the Sirius star system. Seattle, Washington, March 6, 2019. In search of further evidence that the Nomri statues may have an extraterrestrial connection, ancient astronaut theorist David Childress has arranged to meet up with Skystone collector and researcher Jared Collins. Jared has in his possession a number of the mysterious blue stones that were found near the statues. Jared has been collecting Skystones since he first heard about them in 2013. He became fascinated by their enigmatic nature, featuring neither obvious mineral nor man-made origin.
So how was it that the stones were actually discovered in modern times?
This was actually discovered in 1991 by a man named David Ledbetter. He was in Sierra Leone on a mining concession looking for gold and diamonds. And when he was having his crew dig, occasionally these stones would appear. And interestingly, David went to the village chief to ask if he'd ever seen any of these stones before. And the chief said that when these stones were found, large amounts of gold and diamonds usually followed shortly thereafter.
What do other geologists say about stone liquefaction?
Researchers think it's probably correct. There is not one piece of consensus in here. Everybody has a different opinion. We still don't know actually if these are natural or man-made.
So maybe from another planet.
I really wish I did, and I would love a chance to actually be able to get this in front of somebody else who could look at it together.
I've got some friends at the University of Washington, and I think we can set this up and have another pitch then.
That would be fantastic. I would love to get some consensus on this to understand what this actually is.
While tests conducted on the stones found with the Nomri statues have so far produced conflicting and sometimes even confounding results, David is eager to have them tested for himself. At the University of Washington, David and Jared meet with renowned geologist Professor Peter Ward.
Hi, I'm David Childress. I got you on the phone, and it's good to meet you. And this is Jared Collins.
Thank you so much for saying this today.
Jared, both you guys, welcome to the University of Washington SLM. So what do we have in this beautiful box?
So we're sort of hoping that you can tell us.
Well. What are these beauties?
We have been through many test samples, and no one can identify them. They cannot tell us whether these are natural or artificial, what's causing different coloring, if this is ancient or modern.
So they've been checked for the common blue minerals, I take it.
One thing that we know for sure is that this is not turquoise, this is not lapis, this is not arenite.
The fact that it's so unbelievably light really suggests that there's an organic component to it. Anything that goes blue generally is a checker. So this is really a mystery.
I should mention also that this only comes from one very specific part, from one very specific village. It has never been found anywhere else in the world.
Well, let's do a test that removes any doubt about them being partly organic. So Erin is going to take this rock and she's going to scrape it into these tiny little tin cups. The tin cups themselves will load into our mass spectrograph. They will then be heated to 1,000 degrees centigrade. Everything inside will combust and turn to gas. And those individual gas molecules will then be sampled, and we can examine if there are any truly organic molecules in this rock. Or was there some life process that was involved in its formation?
Will the test performed on the so-called Skystones reveal that they contain previously undiscovered organic material, possibly from a different world? And if so, could it mean that both the Skystones and the Nomri statues are evidence of an extraterrestrial event that occurred on Earth centuries ago? Sedona, Arizona, March 2019. 2 weeks after bringing the so-called Skystones found in Sierra Leone to the University of Washington for examination. David Childress received an email from geologist Dr. Peter Ward. In the email, Dr. Ward wrote that the results were so strange they ran the tests 3 times, thinking it was a machine error, and added, "This gives me the creeps." To learn more, Childress contacted Dr. Ward through video chat.
Dr. Ward, so I wanted to learn about the results.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, it was much stranger than we thought. There really seems to be some sort of organic aspect to this. It's got element nitrogen in it in really high concentrations. Having this high amount of nitrogen puts it into a, wow, that's a very peculiar rock category.
We were looking for a possible extraterrestrial origin. Is it possibly a meteorite or even part of a spaceship that exploded?
Let's just say that there's a possibility that it came from off the Earth. As we scientists say, it's worth more study.
Thanks again for doing these tests and letting us use your lab.
Yeah, no problem. See you later.
Although the sky stones are still a mystery, David and Jared have confirmed that they are unlike any other stone ever examined. Could they have arrived on Earth with the strange beings that are depicted in the Nomoli statues? Is this perhaps physical evidence that linguistic similarities found across the globe? Dogon, Dagon, Dragon, Dogu point to some sort of extraterrestrial intervention. Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, and they claim that in yet another earthly location may be found the most significant evidence of all, a possible alien home base. County Meath.